Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, I wish you a happy new year. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my very first completed coloring book. This is a fruits coloring book by a Korean artist, Yoon Mi, and I got this book at the beginning of 2023 and I completed a few months ago. So it's taking me about 2 years to finish. So at the beginning of the books, there are like tips and tutorials on how to color, but I just decided to wing it and see what I could come up with. So the very first page is this one, and for every page there's a reference, then a color guide, and the name of the fruit in Korean. So this is the very first page in the book. I colored in a random order, and this is the persimmon fruit. I did completely in colored pencils, Stedler colored pencils. So for this book too, my aim was to color as close to the reference as possible because I figured it would be good practice in the future when I needed to draw or color fruit. So this is the first page in the book. Then next we have the banana. So bananas are also one of my favorite fruits, but I don't think I did a good job here, partly because the Stedler colored pencils I was using are not as bright and vibrant like the Prisma colored pencils I used later on, and also because I did this a long time ago and I was still very bad at coloring then. So this is the banana page, and next we have the peach, and next is the watermelon. So I remember this is the very first page I did in this book. I didn't write the dates down, but I know it was probably at the beginning, maybe January of 23. The next is the queens. So I did this in 2024, and by this time I had Prisma colored pencils, and I also started using watercolor and colored pencils on top. I started using that technique, and that made the whole process really fast because after just putting down yellow watercolor, all I had to do was do a little shading, here and there with the colored pencils, and I was done. So it made the whole process really fun and enjoyable. Then next we have the pear. So this again watercolor colored pencils technique, and for this book too, for this page too, I like the fact that the artist added quite a lot of flowers, and I love coloring flowers. So yeah, this is the pear fruit. Next we have the omicha, or 5 flavor fruit. So it's 5 flavor because it has all like the 5 flavors at once. So the sweet, the bitter, and the salty. Then next we have the orange. So I kept putting this page off for the longest time because I wasn't sure how to do the rough and bumpy texture of the orange, but I was running out of pages to color and I decided to do it, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I think the orange looks very bright and vibrant, and yeah, I'm happy with this one. Then next we have the grapes. So this I believe was a huge miss. I don't think this looks quite realistic, so not one of my favorite pages. And the book also has these little activities. I guess it was done with kids in mind. Yeah, so the next one is the apple, and yeah, I really love this apple. This was the time where I think I began to see some improvements in my coloring. So yeah, I think the apple looks very realistic, and I like the shading and everything I did with this one. And next we have the avocado, and we have the fig. So I also learned a lot of new fruits through this book. So before this book, I didn't know about. I've heard about the fig tree before, but I've not actually seen it, and I don't know how the fruit also looks like. So yeah, this is the fig. And next we have the jujube or Chinese dates. So this is my favorite book, favorite page, sorry, in the entire book. And I think there was one time I opened it, it was like quite dark, and I couldn't really tell which one was the reference. And yeah, I think coloring this was a really nice experience, so maybe that's why it's my favorite. I also like how the yellows and the browns and the greens blend nicely. Yeah, I like this page. And next we have the melon. So yeah, this is also watercolor color pencil. So after putting down the yellow, it was really simple, so this went by really fast. Next we have the upper, no, pomegranate. Sorry, yeah, this is the pomegranate. And for this one I did a little experiment with pastels, so that explains the smudging on this page. So yeah, this is the pomegranate. And next we have the blueberry. So for this page, the challenge was getting the right shade of blue, so I had to mix several shades of blue and purple to get this one. And I also like how the artist added a lot of green flowers. I think it creates a nice contrast with the blue on the page. Okay, this is blueberry. Then next we have apricot. Then next we have the kiwi. So when I was going through this book, I realized I did this on March 16th of 23, and I did this on March 16th of 24, so exactly a year apart. So this is the kiwi. I'm not really happy with the shading, but yeah, this is the kiwi. More activities. And the next page is the strawberry. Again, strawberries are one of my favorite fruits, but I didn't enjoy coloring this page. I remember it was tedious. I just wanted to get it over with. And yeah, so I don't know why. It seems the fruits I like, I'm not able to color them well in this page. Anyway, what are your favorite fruits, and what's your favorite page out of this entire book? Let me know in the comments. Next we have black raspberry, also not a favorite of mine. I guess maybe coloring berries are quite difficult. And then we have the lemon. Then the next is the plum. So I would also say this is one of my favorite pages, maybe top 3. The plum looks very ripe, very vibrant. It feels like you could just pluck it off the tree and eat it, which is what I'm going for. So yeah, I love the plum. And we have the melon. So this was the very last page, sorry, last page I did in this book. And I remember I struggled to get the right shades of gray and green, so I decided to use the ones I had, and this is what I came up with. And yeah, I think I quite like it. I like how it turned out. Then finally we have the cherry. I don't really like cherries, I think they are too sweet. So yeah, we have the cherry. Then next is the pineapple, and this was the most time consuming page of all. I remember I started with the green and I left it for like a long time, about months, and then I came back to it. And when I got this book, actually I was like, oh, the other fruits, it looks like I can do it, but I kept wondering, how am I ever going to do this page? So seeing it completed like this is a very nice feeling. And it took so long because I had to do it like section by section, and for every section, there are shades of green, yellow, red, and things browns, so I had to keep switching from one color to another. So yeah, that's why it took so long. So this is also one of my favorite pages. And the last page in this book is the fruits basket, and this was the, I think, penultimate page I colored in this book. And funny enough, I did this on Halloween. So yeah, I'm hoping to have more seasonal coloring books so that I could probably color according to seasons and things like that. But yeah, so that brings us to the end of this book. And yeah, I'm really happy with this book. I feel like it's, a better sweet experience because this book was really easy to do, really fun to do. I didn't have to think about backgrounds, color palettes, things like that. And I also learned a lot. Like, to just achieve one color, you had to layer and shade and, mix several colors. So yeah, even though it's time to say goodbye to this book, I've learned a lot from this book, and I hope the practice and skills would stay with me till, my future works. So thank you so much for being here. And yeah, let me know your favorite fruit, favorite page in the comments. And until next time, stay safe. Bye bye.